Michael, talk to us, my friend.
Let me tell you, Capcom is on fire again. So Pragmata is their kind of it's a new IP. It's a sci-fi shooter that has the hacking mechanic in it. And I've talked about this game before, but if you don't know, the hacking mechanic happens simultaneously with the action. So you're doing this grid-based puzzle while you're in the middle of getting shot by robots, and you use the
Hell
face buttons
yeah.
to like find the path to unlock the hack so you can expose their weak spots. Now, this sounds like a lot, and it is. But once you get used to it, it's a very unique feeling. Like no other shooter has done something like this before, and it is brilliant. This is going into this. I played the demo at SGF last year, and I said like, "Oh,
Yeah.
this is the most impressive thing I've seen at the show so far." But can this hold up through an entire game? And like, I'm very happy to report that yes, it does hold up through the rest of the game. Gets a little repetitive because it kind of once you play the first level, that's kind of the pacing throughout the rest of the game, and like that's fine because the core gameplay is very very good. But play it in chunks, play it in bursts. I really enjoyed my time with it, and in a year in which we got a new Resident Evil, new mainline Resident Evil, we got Monster Hunter Stories 3, which is probably my favorite RPG of the year so far, and then we got Pragmata, which is a kind of out of left field brand new thing. And then we still have Onimusha coming out later this year. What is Capcom doing over there, man? How, like, and this is, they've done this
And they're
before.
not laying people off by the thousands, and they're, it's like they seem to be, they're doing it right.
Just on fire.
Yeah. And so this is the very first line of my review. If you've watched it, I say this is an Xbox 360 game coming out in 2026. And since we're on an Xbox podcast, let me tell you something. If you like, it reminds me a little bit of Dead Space. It reminds me a little bit of Lost Planet. It like reminds me of like Remember Me, Piano 3, like all these old school games because of the way it's structured and how it's just like, hey, we're doing one cool thing and that's what we're hanging our hat on. Like, yeah, sure, it gets repetitive, but like we're perfecting this thing. So, and this is what the game is about. And that's like a really cool thing to see that, in a year or in a time in which everyone's chasing trends, developers are struggling to find success, and so they try to resort to things like live service or microtransactions, whatever the case might be. In 2026, we got a 10 to 12 hour linear shooter campaign, and it is pretty damn good. Like it's wild that the reason why I evoke the Xbox 360 feelings that you get from playing this game is because oddly that is refreshing. So yeah, if you are yearning for that style of game, I think Pragmata is really going to scratch that itch because it did for me, where I hopped into this game and I'm just I didn't turn my brain off because like this hacking puzzle stuff is pretty hard, but it was like, oh yeah, this is a very straightforward game. I'm enjoying it for what it is. I finish it in 12 hours. I do all the extra content, and then I'm done with it. And I was like, that's a really good experience.
That's incredible.
I think, what when you're saying it's like refreshing. I think it's just because there's just it's focused, right? There's no it's not trying to reach into your pocketbook in a million different other little ways or keep you playing that game forever so that you only spend money in that game and never play another game. Like that's how it was in the 360 days. It was just games would be focused. They would get in, they would get out. You'd have a good time, and that's that. So that's nice to hear that that's what Pragmata is.
I think so I only got to play a little bit of it, which I'm just glad even that I got to do that. But as you're saying, not even just with microtransactions or like live service things, I'm coming off of like Crimson Desert dabbling and Cocopia and other things that are just so like open-ended, a lot of time, and it's like I kind of just want something with a good story that's focused. And it's really nice because as you were saying, you can just sort of like mainline things, but there are certain areas that act like playgrounds. But they're pretty focused though, right? And so like there's invitations, like little I guess items that you can kind of pick up throughout the game, and you can see them, and you're like, would you like to try to figure out how to come over here? And you can say, I mean, it's me, so I'm gonna say hell yeah, but you don't have to. And it's just so nice. It's so nice. And I think, Michael, is what you're saying. The hacking, though, I could see it getting repetitive because there are still so many variables to it as far as like different upgrades, different mods, like different weapons that you want to strategize around. I think it makes the combat just still pretty engaging and genuinely so much fun. I love the hacking thing. I love having like multitask while doing combat. So I was like, this is so my vibe, which I did not expect. Honestly, when I saw the trailer, so I was like, what is going on here? I was like, all right, hopefully the little girl is not, you know, frustrating, because sometimes kids in games can be a little annoying. No, super endearing. Like I've really liked it so far, so I'm glad that, you know, you having played it all bodes well that you enjoyed it. So
8 out of 10. 8 means great. It's a great game,
right.
I would say. And like I said, story stuff is kind of, it's a little disappointing because they have some good ideas there story wise, but it just kind of, it doesn't engage with its most interesting aspects, which is like, you know, that's fine. And like I said, like the level design is very old school too, like and this cuts both ways, where it's like, oh cool, that's nice that I don't have to worry about a lot of frivolous things, but it also, it's like it gets a little samey. So those are the kind of the spots I think that that prevented it from like a 9, I guess. But like Capcom has like such a good idea right here that, and like I cap off my review saying like, hey, I hope they don't abandon this, because if they can take this core foundation and then take some of the lessons away from now having put it out, they could have something really, really special on their hands, in addition to Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, Street Fighter, all these other series that they already have, like, and Devil May Cry. I'm just like, okay, whenever there's a new DMC, I'm gonna lose my marbles, but like, in it, like having Pragmata join all of these other existing series that are already beloved, who have recent and modern releases that are also beloved, like they're. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what's going on over at Capcom, but I like what they're doing.
Yeah, we should. I don't know. We gotta bottle it and send it out to every other developer on the planet. That's
big facts.
Happen. Thanks for checking out this clip from Unlocked, IGN's weekly Xbox show. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to watch the full episode at youtube.com/IGN Games. New episodes of Unlocked drop every Thursday on IGN Games, IGN.com, and your favorite podcast platforms. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.